Did we just win a series against the team that's over 500? That hasn't happened since June 3rd to the 5th. What is going on, everyone? The Phillies win 10-2. We are now 57-51. This offense today exploded. Literally exploded. It was outrageous. I haven't seen the Phillies win that comfortably in 3 months. That was insane. It was so nice. I got to put my feet up. I got to relax. There was no sweat. There was a moment. There was a tiny moment where I was a little concerned, and we will get to that, even though big picture I knew it wasn't really going to happen, but watching the Phillies for so long, it wasn't out of the question. So 10-2, like I said, and it all started with Jake Arrieta on the base paths, because he started this game off. We had bases juiced for Michael Franco. Well, he popped up to the pitcher and he did his old, I'm going to throw the bat, but he didn't, but he just showed frustration. Jake Arrieta hustles to first base. Beats out a ground ball. They had to go to replay. They rung him up. Go to replay. Beats it out. It don't matter about a bone spur. You can still run. Fantastic play out of him. Cesar then doubles down the right field line, and that's a 2 RBI double. We're up 3-0 in the second inning. And from there, it just kind of spiraled, and the offense was clicking and doing its thing. Cesar ended up hitting a solo shot later in the ball game. Scott Kingery was 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs. JT Realmuto obviously stole the show. 3 for 5, and think about this. He was 3 for 5, right, with 3 RBIs, 3 runs scored. He had that bomb to center field where Pilar was actually ended up catching it, but the glove went flying. In his 5 at-bats, he saw 6 pitches. You don't ever hear that. That's him getting his pitches and executing. That's him not waiting around, seeing what he wants, and attacking the strike zone. We need that. And I talked about how cold Scott Kingery has been, and I've also talked about it for a while now. He's just not a leadoff guy. He can't be batting in the leadoff spot. I like that he's not in the leadoff spot, and I think it helps him thrive. He needed that. I also talked about how when guys like Rhys Hoskins, Bryce Harper, when they get on base, no one was able to ever do anything about it. Well, today, there was flow in the lineup. Today, there was actually structure. All right, well, it's Bryce singles. Well, then JT gets a hit, and they move around. Then Scott Kingery does his thing. Adam Hazley makes a move. There was literally what's the word I'm looking for? A domino effect. One after one after one after one. We were able to produce runs. You haven't seen that out of this ball club in forever. That was fantastic to watch. That was fun to see. So let's talk about Jake Arrieta as a whole. By the way, before I forget, even Roman Quinn had a chance to hit a ding-dong today. How about Roman Quinn? Let's talk about Jake Arrieta on the mound. He goes 4 innings. He did go into the 5th, and he did struggle. Gabe Kapler went in, pulled him out quickly. It does seem like Jake Arrieta is getting shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. It makes sense. There's clearly a medical issue going on, and he's just trying to battle through it. But how much longer do we have is the question. Is there a chance Eflin comes back into the rotation and Arrieta goes to the bullpen, or even worst case scenario, is there a chance that Arrieta has to actually leave and not play anymore because the injury is that bad? It's possible. The bullpen came in and did their job, though. We had Alvarez come in the 5th, and this is where I got a little nervous. The score was 9-2 at the time. We had bases juiced. We got lucky because a bad base running mistake by the Giants costed them a double play there. It was bases juiced, no outs, 9-2 ball game. Because I know how the Phillies season has gone so far for me, which has clearly been underwhelming, I thought it was a no-brainer. It was going to end up being 9-7 at some point in this baseball game, and that could have been a huge inning that turned everything around for the Giants. But that double play ball really helped when there was a base running mistake by the Giants there. And that's where I got a little nervous. It wasn't too nervous, but a little nervous because I understand how this team breaks my heart so much. But Alvarez did his job. Parker did his job. Suarez, Nicasio. Clearly a comfortable lead, but they were able to do what they needed to do. not lose the ball game. The Giants had 10 hits and only scored 2 runs. We had 12 hits and produced double digits. That was a great game by the offense. Tremendous. This is so Phillies. Win a game against the Giants. We believe it's possible to build off that. Throw up a stinker. We're all down in the dumps. Win a baseball game 10-2 and we get sucked back in. We get roped back in. And we'll see how the team plays tomorrow against the White Sox. Oh, by the way, Jason Vargas is on the mound for the first time in a Phillies uniform for that game. But this is typical Phillies. This is what they've been giving us all season long. Right now, we're tied with the Washington Nationals, 57-51. We're in the mix. We're in the mix for the wild card spot, but it has been ups and downs all season long. Dare I say, let's use this. Let's gain this momentum. Let's use this as a confidence booster, and maybe we can run with it. Do I dare say that for the 3,000th time this season? You're damn right. You're damn right I'm going to use it. Bryce Harper and Rhys Hoskins, they didn't have the most explosive day at the plate, but they were both about a half an inch away from hitting a homer early in this game. Rhys Hoskins could have been a quarter of an inch away, right at the wall, tippy top of the wall. Bryce Harper, maybe a half inch early. But they were getting good cracks at it. They just missed it early on. I haven't seen the team win a comfortable game like this, seriously, in forever. And I know the Giants somewhat stink, but they have been arguably the hottest team in baseball all of July. Do I think that they are really that good? As good as that stretch was in July? No, I don't think the Giants are to that level. But still, you take care of business. You take care of business. You beat up on a Giants team that has been red hot. So that's good. That's good. But let's see if they can continue to do it. I'm just happy that someone like JT Realmuto was finally starting to get hot. Because he hasn't been. And if you've been a fan of the show for a while now, I've been on him. I've been roasting him. Because he hasn't been producing. Now, the only thing that sucks is he's played so much. He's played so many innings because Andrew Knapp's not serviceable. So, at some point, you might actually have to take your hottest bat out of the lineup and give him a rest day. That's the part that sucks. But hopefully everyone can get going here. I know Gene Segura had a slower day today at the plate, but he has been relatively on top of it. Scott Kingery has been super quiet in that leadoff spot. We moved him down. He didn't have a great game yesterday, but today he provides 3 hits in that spot. JT Realmuto, of course, we know today he stole the show. He was a triple shy of a cycle. Adam Hazley has been productive. We need to have the domino effect. A hit here, moves a hit here, knocks in an RBI, gets a double here. We need that to happen. We can't have walks and then no one able to produce and no one able to knock guys in. We can't have that happen. You're not going to succeed. We won a series. We won a series against a team over 500. It's sickening to think that that hasn't happened since June 3rd to the 5th. It's August 1st. It all started when we were only beating the Mets. Do you remember that time? We were only beating the Mets in a series. We would lose to the Braves. We lose to the Nationals. The All-Star break was thrown in there. Oh, it was horrendous. And Gabe Kapler, after this game, he ended up defending Matt Klentak, because Matt Klentak came out and said, we're only going as far as the stars that we brought in here. They need to step up and bring us to wins. We brought in stars. They need to produce. And Gabe Kapler reassured that method, reassured that mindset after the game today. Because, of course, players stepped up and did their thing. One thing that goes unnoticed to me, though. Cesar Hernandez. 3 RBIs today, the homer, the double. He's been tearing this season up with hits. He's hitting close to 280, 290. But for some reason, there's something about him that makes him flawed. He had 2 errors today of our 3, so we had 3 errors total. but he had 2 on routine ground balls. Is that what is the difference between him being like a legit player and someone who messes up all the time? I like him. I think he's actually valuable this year. I think we're undervaluing what he brings to the table to this Phillies team. But there's something missing to bring him to the next level when it comes to respect in the majors. So with that being said, I want to know your thoughts on this 10-2 victory. Tomorrow, Jason Vargas on the mound against the White Sox. Let's see if we can continue to roll with it. I just hate saying that because I've said it so many times. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.